We got out of character tonight. Didn't think that we were very good at executing a lot of things we were trying to execute in the first half. Continued to fight, which I'm proud of, obviously. Thought it was good that our young guys got a lot of reps. I think Terrence Brown could be a really good player for us, and he had a good night tonight. He looked comfortable out there, which was really good. Needed to see him develop because we got to have, we brought a lot of guys back from last year's team, and we're still trying to figure out who's going to be the go-to guys to some degree. We had Dimitri Roberts and Grant Singleton last year, and we got really good players here, but we had an off night. We shot the ball really well against Buffalo, or pretty well against Buffalo, if I remember correctly, and shot it really well the other night as well. Third game in 7 days, maybe there's some leg stuff to that, or 6 days. I don't know. But you shoot 16% from three and give up 19 offensive rebounds, turn it over 18 times. It's pretty hard to beat the Sisters of the Poor, let alone Seton Hall.
Open up for questions.
Jack, thanks for coming in, first of all.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of this Seton Hall team?
Pretty good, man. Really solid. Really solid. They controlled the tempo. They got rattled there a little bit. Rattles maybe the wrong. The press got to them a little bit at the end, but in the first half, they really managed to make us play a way that we really don't want to play. We weren't very aggressive. We didn't get the traps we want to get out of the press, and they kind of had their will with us today. But they're a really good basketball team. They got key pieces that Dawes is a heck of a shooter. They got Richmond. I don't really have an answer for him. With his size and his ability to get to the rim and have his touch rim for 15 feet. He does a great job, as everybody knows. He's a heck of a coach, and they did what they were trying to do today.
Jack, for what you have coming back, is it better, do you feel, to have a test like this early in the season so you can put it behind you and get better with what you have?
Yeah, I think, I don't know necessarily, I guess the timing does matter a little bit. It'll be good to find out what you're really made of, and there's been a lot of hype around us recently. It's maybe good to get humbled a little bit and get back to work. Sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth to figure out what you're made of.
You feel that the size hurt you, and did you try to go size against quickness?
No, the size definitely hurt us tonight. There's no doubt about that. And we don't really have the way for us to negate that is to really make it an up and down game. And I didn't think we did that enough tonight. At the end of the day, it's hard to press if you're not going to make shots. And if you don't make shots, you don't really get into what you're trying to get into. And we had moments where the energy was really good, but it just wasn't enough to make it competitive tonight. And the size definitely bothered us. But to negate that, we didn't do what we had to do.
3 games into the season, you had the win at UB on Monday night. Where would you say this team is at compared to where you hoped it would be at this point?
Probably right in line, to be perfectly honest with you. I think when you scheduled it, you're walking out of these 3 games, you're going, if we're 2-1, we're in pretty good shape. When we won a game that we probably weren't supposed to win, and then we, didn't show up tonight and took care of business we were supposed to take care of. I think that, some of this is me getting good at this. A lot of this is me getting good at this too. And what are our substitution patterns, to play the way that we want to play, and what does that look like? So it's been a good week of learning for us. There's no doubt about that.
And to follow it up, for you yourself as a first-time Division I coach, how much have you learned about this team and this level over the past week?
Yeah, I think, I don't know that I've learned a whole lot in week 1 from who our team is. I think we are kind of, who we thought we were. I just think we had a really off night, and we did look out of character. And that's the thing that I worry about. That's what we talked about before the game is when you go up against teams that are bigger and faster and stronger than you, it's easy to get out of character because you get rushed. You're used to playing against a different level. And we got rushed tonight, and it was in small segments, but they took advantage of it whenever it happened. And they buried us pretty early, and there was no recovering from that.
Jack, what's been kind of the biggest advantage from what happened last year with the tournament run in terms of the program? Do you feel it's helped recruiting a lot or just name recognition?
Yeah, it certainly helped with recruiting a lot, and the FDU's, kind of a national brand now, which is an awesome thing. Yeah. I think what helped us from last year is we've got so many guys back, and they're very self-aware guys, right? So we're in that locker room, or even on the bench today when things were not going our way. We remember that there was plenty of times last year where things weren't going our way, and it worked out pretty well for us, So I think having the maturity and the experience in that regard, and having them understand there's going to be highs and lows to every season, and that we're not going to be the finished product here in November, and that we're going to learn a lot about ourselves through these struggles and grow from it, that's a big advantage from last year to me.
We have time for one more,
Jack,
Jared.
what do you think of the idea of playing the other Jersey schools? You have Seton, you have St. Peter's next week, you'll be at NJIT. What is that like for you in this program, you think, to play in state?
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I mean, and New Jersey's such a good basketball state. You know, there's plenty of good competition right here, and it's exciting. Everybody wants to see local teams compete against one another. You know, and like tonight we have guys that are from Jersey and from the New York City area, and they know half the team over there. So it's pretty cool for them when they get to go against guys again at the college level.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, guys.